Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I am tired today. It is going on 6 o'clock and I've been gone all day. Did my civic duty working early voting. So yes, but I wanted to get on here and talk to you all about what I said I was going to do, and that is to teach you about how to manage your time and your stress effectively. So the first thing that you have to do is you're going to have to start on, my suggestion is to start on a Sunday and go through the whole week. You're going to chart everything that you do. Now, you don't have to write it down. You can speak it into your phone. You can self-text it. You can voice text it. For example, if I start on Sunday, and some people prefer to start on Monday, it depends on what your preference is. But I like to start on Sunday. So I am going to start with when I first get up, what time I get up. If I get up at 7 o'clock Sunday, then I am going to write down or voice up 7 a.m. The next thing I'm going to do is write down or voice text or put in your journal, whichever is your preference, what you do next. So what I do is go to the shower first thing. How long is it going to take me to take my shower? So it may be a half hour between shower and brushing teeth, and I don't wash my hair every day, so okay. Yeah, most of us black folks, we don't wash our hair every day. We don't have to. But anyway, write down what you do. So if I'm going to do shower, then I get up at, let's say, 6 o'clock. Then 6 to 6:30, shower. Okay? Then if I'm out of the shower at 6:30, then I'm going to write down 6:30 to whatever else. If I have breakfast, I'm not a breakfast eater. If you're a breakfast eater, prepare back breakfast. Write down how long that takes. If you have to prepare back breakfast for your children or your partner, your husband, whomever, then write down how long it's taking you to do that, how long it's taking you to serve it, and when all that's done. So that may take you an hour. It may take you 45 minutes. So write that down. So 6:30 to, let's say, 7:30. Give it an hour. You're going to write that down. So you're going to go through the whole day of writing down every little thing that you do. If you go to worship service, to church, then you're going to write down what time you go to church, and that includes prepping time for church. If you do your makeup, your whatever you have to do, dressing yourself and getting there, transportation to church, driving. Let's say if church starts at 11, then you need to perhaps, it's going to take you a half hour to get there or 15 minutes. Write it down. Don't worry if you don't have everything in sync immediately, because you're going to go back over this list anyway. And I don't care if it's written down initially, just get it down so that you know what you're doing and how much time you're spending when you're doing it. That is the objective. That's the point. You're going to do that all the way through the whole day. You're going to do that every day from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 7 days. Everything you do, every little thing you do. If you have to pick up the children from extracurricular activity, if you have something else that pops up that's not common, do that and put a little note to yourself in your head that this is not something that you do all the time. For example, with me working early voting, that's not something I always do. So I had to include that into my schedule, and it will kind of throw your schedule off. That can happen. But once you do this for the 7 days, it's going to be okay, because you'll be able to compensate. You'll see where you have extra time to do something. I knew I had extra time to do this, even though it threw my schedule off a little bit, if that makes sense. It did not ruin my schedule because I already know how I manage my week every week. Okay, so do this every single day. Write down everything you do. Now, here's the key. There are 168 hours in a week. That's it. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 168 hours. That is it. That does not change. There's only 24 hours in a day. Okay? So, if at the end of the week you're going to add all of your hours up from all 7 days and see how much time you have spent. Now, when I first did this, I believe I had 260 some hours, which is impossible. No wonder I was going crazy. I was working on my graduate degree. My daughter was in high school. She had extracurricular activities. I think I said this in the initial 5 or 6 minute introductory video. She had things she had to do. I had papers that were due for my classes. It was crazy. And I sat there and looked at it and looked at my schedule after the 7 days and said, no wonder I feel like I'm losing my mind. There's not 268 something hours in a week. So I'm not having time to even breathe. Okay, so after you do this week and you write everything down, you total that up. See where you can start to cut back on things, pare things down, find out if you're wasting any time. For example, I found out that I could manage my time much better if I started to prepare dinner, say Sunday afternoons, and for the whole week. So, for example, I might make, and I was eating meat back then, so I might make a pot roast and slice it up or do something different with it, or chicken and do different things with it. Like, I don't eat fried food very much, but we did back then. So I might fry chicken for Monday, but then I might be making another meal on Sunday. So I'm going to cook all my meals on Sunday. It makes sense when you do it, okay? So you might have chicken salad for the rest of the week if you have some leftover chicken. You can freeze that into portions. That way, when it is time for you to get dinner on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or all 3 of those days, you've got that already packaged up in portions that you have put in the freezer after you cooked it on Sunday. So you don't have to cook every day. Yeah. That means you have just saved yourself several minutes, hours of having to do something like cook dinner every day, make sure the children eat, make sure your husband or your partner or your wife or your whoever it is, make sure your pets eat. Try to do everything so that you pare things down. Okay? Can you do your makeup? If you're a woman, man, whomever, if you wear makeup, then how do I pare down how long it takes to do my makeup? For me, that was kind of a stickler. So I got to where sometimes I didn't have to wear makeup. I know a lot of people are like, I'm not going out without my makeup. I get it. I do get it. But the objective is to manage your stress and your time effectively so that you are not going crazy. So you are going to have to pare down with that 7 days, everything you're doing so that you get it into 168 hours. So for me, if I had 269 hours, I had to figure out how to get rid of 100 hours of what was I doing and how am I going to manage that without going crazy. So, but I did it. I then had my daughter do it because she had a tendency to not be able to get her homework done on time or in a way that if I needed to help her and I needed to check her homework, then it would be 10:30 and she would be saying, Mom, can you check my homework? Really? Okay, so we had to figure out how to write down everything she did, and she didn't want to do it at first, and you're probably not going to do it at first. But it will pay off, trust me, to where you are not going crazy. And you will find, like my daughter did and like I did, you have time at the end of the week or at the end of some days or some nights to where you can do nothing. You can just sit back and do nothing because you managed to put things into chunks or into small bites or into small sections to where you didn't have to be crazy. So, like with me, for example, with doing my papers while I was picking up my daughter, that was actually a time saver, it turned out. I got to where I could pick her up from her after school activity, take my homework with me if I had a paper due, read a chapter while I'm waiting for her to come out because her function might go over 20 minutes, 15 minutes, instead of just sitting there and going, oh my God, I have this to do. I have this paper due on Sunday night or Monday, or I could be sitting there reading a chapter and taking notes. Now you can take notes with voice texting. Back then you had to write it down. So don't tell me you can't do this. You can do it. If I could do it back then, and that was over 10 years ago. So you got time. Speak it into your phone. Your phone is your best friend. Your calendar is your best friend. I can say to Siri, open calendar for Thursday, October, whatever the date is. Siri will open that up and tell me, I have an iPhone, and tell me how many events I have for that day. Okay? Try it. Try it, and I'm going to come back in a couple of days here and see how you're doing. Hit me up in the comments if this is something that is making you crazy, or if you're not getting what I'm saying, or you don't even think it's doable. Trust me, honey, it's doable. You will thank me for it. You will thank me for it. I am no longer as stressed as I used to be. I am no longer as cranky as I used to be because my stress level is down. When you're stressed, you get cranky, you get irritable because you're tired, you're exhausted. You don't have time for yourself. You don't have time to sleep. You don't have time to enjoy your partner or your company or your boyfriend, your husband. You don't have time to play with your pets. You don't have time, so do this. Do this for yourself. Don't do this for me. Do this for yourself. I did it for myself. I learned how to do it when I was working on my life coaching practitioner training. I'm going to give you the link to the article that I wrote that is still online. And it's also, I revamped it. That was back in 2014 when I wrote the article for MSU, Michigan State University Extension. It is revamped. I think I redid it last year and put it on my website. That's it's in the description. So look in the description here. You will find the link. It is the 168-hour rule for how to manage your stress and time effectively. Do it for yourself. I'm going to come back in a couple days and find out how we doing with this. Then I've got some other news I want to share with you about, of course, chicken soup for the soul. Some good news, some good stuff is happening. So please stay tuned and come back, all right? And don't stress with this. Don't hate me. Don't hate yourselves. Do this, all right? Relate. Don't hate. Make it happen. All right? Okay, y'all. Thanks for listening. I'm going to go and get myself something for dinner because I have some free time now. That's a good thing. All right, y'all, take care. Stay safe, stay well, stay protected, stay blessed, stay happy, and breathe, breathe, breathe. Enjoy, okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment if you like. Like and share. And I hope you'll be inspired to subscribe. I'm going to try to do 2 videos a week. I do have another channel, a baby sensory channel, so we're going to put that into our schedule. So, okay? Oh, one quick thing, and I did mention this. Life happens, so you do have to, I want to reiterate, You are sometimes going to have to go in and revamp your week schedule when something else comes up. You might have an event that comes up. It's all in the article that I'm going to send you. Okay, so I'll put the link in there. I thought this was going to be a two-parter, but if you've stuck with me so far, it is only 15 minutes that it took me to tell you about this stuff. So I'll put the link in there. Instead of making it two parts, I think we can do this in one part unless you have more questions. Look at the link and then tell me if you need to know more. If you do, I will then do a two-part. Otherwise, the next video will be telling you more about what's going on with promoting my story and Chicken Soup for the Soul, believing in yourself, and always expecting good things to happen. Wake up in the morning and say good things are going to happen. And for you, I always hope that something good is going to happen to you today, tonight, tomorrow, every day. Keep the good thought and always believe something good is going to happen. Even when things suck, something good is going to happen. You just have to stick with it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that good things are going to happen. And you got to get organized, okay? So let's get organized with the stress management and time management. It all fits in together. It works. Trust me, it works, okay? All right. Thank y'all so much again for watching. Okay. Take care, everybody. I don't know if you're in the Midwest, but it's cold in the morning here. I'm in the Midwest. It is cold. It's nice right now. Y'all take care. Stay warm. Stay safe. Bye-bye.